That was actually one of my really, really favorite cases. So I've really got tons of questions here. But is there any questions from the audience first? It's really hard to see from here. Right, yeah.
I mean,
the lady in the front.
So I was really impressed with the case study and want to understand how you work across different platforms and vendors and everybody to get into the policies and not upset the consumer with a pleasant surprise, but still you are concerned about your privacy. So how did you go around that?
Well, I mean, everyone's obviously in a phase of evolution, as it were, and I think the evolution for us as an industry is one where we're moving away from a kind of over-dependency on platform data and increasingly looking for third-party data sets to augment certain types of platform data, because at its very core, that recommendation is one not necessarily of overly focusing on individuals, as it were. And to a certain extent, we're being forced to do that because we're preparing for 2018. But there's an absolute goldmine out there in terms of data sets that help you target emergent clusters, as it were, of non-personal information, as it were. And I think that should always be the starting point. And until the industry as a whole gets its act together vis-a-vis privacy and compliance, that should be your mantra.
Any other questions? So while we're waiting for other questions, I might just build up onto that. Yes, it's better not to focus on an individual, but think about them as clusters. But at the same time, if you are an individual that you are targeted like that, it might feel rather spooky. The case study was glamorous and it was wonderful, but yes, it might feel spooky. So what would you what were the real obsessions or dangers or challenges that you had?
Well, I mean, avoiding spooky reactions is obviously one of those. I mean, when you think back to particular brand cases that have really resonated in the last 10 years, I mean, you think to things like Dove Beauty sketches or Coke, in terms of the kind of personalised naming on the Coke product. By definition, those were made to feel personal, for example, in the case of Coke, largely because they were personalised by the people, as it were. And in the case of Dove Beauty sketches, I, by no stretch of the imagination, was possibly the original target for Dove Beauty sketches. But as a father of two daughters, I've got a fundamental interest in terms of their self-perceptions and the extent to which they feel confident in the way they feel. And that felt personal to me, but it was by no stretch of the imagination personalised to me. In the same way, the guy in the clip, we were basically not targeting him, we were targeting people who were in a similar context. And that's got massive implications, not only for the ad tech industry moving forward, but for brands in terms of how they adopt and leverage ad tech in a fundamentally changing environment, a changing legal environment.
Any other questions from the audience? Nope. Then I think we've still got some left, but maybe we'll just cut it off here. Thank you very much.